have experts. A warm welcome to everyone. We have experts today who will be speaking on different aspects of responsible online behavior. May I welcome Mr. James 𝗟𝗓𝗏. Very good morning, sir. James 𝗟𝗓𝗏 is a member of the Mizoram Civil Services and has been actively involved in civil administration for the last 17 years. He has been posted in different parts of the state in the capacities of assistant to the Deputy Commissioner, Block Development Officer, Subdivisional Officer, Secretary to State Flagship Programs, and as a Deputy Resident Commissioner of Mizoram House outside the state. He has joined his current post after a short stint as Additional Director in the Department of Education. Very hearty welcome to you, sir, Mr. James. We also have with us one of our experts, Janice Verghese. She is a techno lawyer with specialization in cyber law, an avid reader. She has always been interested in the dynamics of laws and in advocates of stronger policies for the secure, resilient, and peaceful cyberspace. She is currently working as a manager for communications with CyberPeace Foundation. Being a master trainer, she has conducted over 400 workshops and webinars for the students, teachers, professionals, and senior citizens on online safety and digital literacy. Through these sessions, she has sensitized over 70,000 netizens. And she also conducts capacity building workshops for law enforcement authorities on gender sensitization and investigation of cybercrime, and has trained over 500 police officers. Very good morning, Janice. You're right. We also have another expert who will be joining us shortly. Within a few 3 minutes, he will be joining us. He is Mr. Rakshit Tandon, a cyber security evangelist, and he has experience of more than a decade in the security domain. Sir will be joining us shortly. He is also the advisor for the CyberPeace Foundation. Now, without wasting much of our time, I think very good participation has come. May I request Mr. James 𝗟𝗓𝗏, Director, School Education, to speak few words. Over to you, Mr. James.
Thank you so much. Shri 𝗟𝗓𝗏, a Senior Project Manager and our host today. Shri Rakshit Tandon, Advisor, CPF, and Ms. Janice Verghese, Manager, Communications, CPF. I am really happy and much honored to be one of the speakers of today's important webinar with the topic Responsible Online Behavior. We have been seeing a lot of importance in the cyberspace. There are so many involvements of each and every one of us, especially for the state government of Mizoram in the education department. We were supposed to be having our classes started from first April of this year. But even up to today, we could not, we have been unable to take up regular classes due to the COVID pandemic. So this results in the importance of online education, wherein thousands of students have to be involved in the online classes. So this means all the students and teachers are more exposed to the online systems due to this COVID-19. I'm really happy that Mizoram Police Department and the CyberPeace Foundation, CPF, have been taking up this initiative to launch awareness campaign on the much important cybersecurity. We know that whether we like it or not, each one of us will be somehow involved with this cyberspace, and will be exposed every day to the numerous threats. So this cybersecurity awareness have become so much important compared to other times. I'm happy that our teachers, our students will have the opportunity to learn things from this awareness campaign. And I'm very sure that somewhere or somehow this program will benefit all of us. And today, I hope we have good attendance from the students and from the teachers. Please excuse us for a few minutes. I just want to stress important things in the Mizo language. When a program he apoy mo lain kasi education director nina ang point apoy mo siya hi so hi tabtok thailowa tuna hianin cybercrime te alo luar te bema kan zir lai le zir ti tu te po ni tina online activities sa ai da sa kanin nam noi to wang hianin thei tok chua vain program te tun December ni som pariat thlengin 18 December thlengin he program hi kal chhodo ni ya awareness program a hian Mizoram Police te na thoho na CyberPeace Foundation ina ania hian zir lai te le zir ti tu ten na satakin changkai na le poi mo na te kan ne ya alo tin na tur hianin he program mi join zel turin kan som chewa thian te po lo thedar ula thei to pin hei hlok taka kan zawai him na tur ani ti hria kan ngai poi mo kha ka be se ka som chawani. So without much else, I will just end my speech. I thank the CyberPeace Foundation and the Mizoram Police for bringing out such an opportunity to learn new things. I am very sure that we will all benefit from this program, and I wish the speakers all the very best, and everyone of the participating persons, I wish you all the best of luck, and let us learn things from this important topic, responsible online behavior and cyber peace awareness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you for the nice words. As we have, as you have rightly said, awareness is very much required for all the people, different cross sections of the people, whether it's teachers, students, general public, everyone, and the students and teachers who have joined today with this particular webinar. After this particular webinar, don't keep the knowledge with you. Please share it with everyone, and that's very, very important. And you can also share the link. James sir, I think you can make an announcement with respect to the survey that we have initiated. This particular survey, we are going to put that link in the chat box also. Our team from CPF will be putting it in the chat box so that everyone can participate in this. Can you just announce them in English, if it, in Mizo, if you don't mind, to participate in the survey?
Yeah, kami survey ka anron conduct do la link ten ron siya mga ka survey kan lo tel khan na sa takin cyber safety ya trangkai na do na chuwangin thei to pin kan lo troi o mga kan som chawa nakina education website le group te po he awareness chungchang hi kan ron tibel zel do na survey khanin thei to pa participation on thainan tran la turin kan som chau ni hello me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have kept that link in the chat box. I would request everyone to share this link with all the people, with all of your friends, family members and all, so that they can participate in survey. It's a very simple and easy to understand. It's very encourage. I mean, you will also feel the importance of that, right? So you'll be learning many things in the survey also. Thank you, James sir, for all for taking out your time and joining us for this particular session. We expect a lot of support from you in the future sessions also. And now, without wasting much time, let me invite Janice, our Manager Communications, to please take over and start the session, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, James, sir. I think you set a very wonderful context. And, something I say in all my sessions is, so we are running different campaigns with different states. So I'm pretty sure that in the next 2 weeks, I will be able to speak some Mizo. So hopefully next time you may hear us talking in Mizo as well. But for now, friends, I'll try to keep my presentation. It's going to be in English because that's the only language I can speak in. And I'll try to keep it very short, very crisp, so that you all get all the information needed in this current situation when it comes to responsible behavior. Now, friends, the biggest challenge that we are facing right now here in this particular situation in the previous 6-7 months has been the change from offline to online. Everything has suddenly moved online, and many people are not being able to cope with it. There are many schools, many teachers, many students who haven't used these platforms before. There are many people who didn't even know that something like Zoom even existed. So I think all of us have been fortunate enough that we are aware of these devices called smartphones. We are aware of so many technological advancements, and we have been fortunate enough to make use of all these things. But friends, simply knowing these technologies, simply knowing how a platform works is not sufficient information. When we talk about cyber security, when we talk about online safety, we need to know about 3 different aspects, and we did talk about this last time as well. For those who did not join last time, not to worry. You can always go to the YouTube channel of Mizoram Police and CyberPeace Foundation, and you should be able to spot this video of the first session. But today, friends, we are going to talk about one very, very important aspect of online safety, or digital literacy, as we call it, which is responsible online behavior. So to call yourselves a digitally literate internet user, we must know about technology. What is the technology? How it affects us? How are we supposed to use the technology? Other than this, we must know what is the correct way of behaving. Now, again, we all know what WhatsApp is. We know how to use WhatsApp. We can text people, we can do video calls, we can do voice calls. But sometimes we may end up saying things or posting things or even doing things online which may not really be appropriate. Many times it happens because we feel, oh, it's the internet, why not do it? Who will find out who we are? Because of this overconfidence that we have on the anonymity, which is apparently guaranteed by the internet, is one reason. The second reason is many times users are not even aware that what they are doing is actually inappropriate, and in many cases, it may even be illegal. So when we talk about responsible online behavior, we try to break down this particular area, and we try to make users understand what kind of behavior is okay and what is not, so that if ever they come across this behavior, they can take action. That's one reason. The second is so that we ourselves also never indulge in such kind of inappropriate activities. So friends, I will quickly share my screen because we have another wonderful speaker who will be joining us very shortly. I'll try to keep it as crisp as I can. Also, friends, as always, if anybody has any questions regarding what is being discussed, if an incident ever happened with you, if you have any confusions or any queries with respect to responsible online behavior, our chat box is open. For all the participants who have joined through Zoom, please post your questions in the not the chat box, in the Q&A section. The Q&A section is open. You can please post your questions in the Q&A section. We'll be more than happy to answer them. For all the participants who have joined us through YouTube, if you all have any queries, you can either post them on the video itself, and my team and I will be more than happy to answer them once the session is over. Or we will also be sharing our contact details. Any problem you have, you can just note down our numbers. Even in the future, you will always have someone to speak to in case anything goes wrong. So let's quickly begin the session. The first thing to understand is that, my dear friends, just like in the real world, rules and regulations are applicable. There are laws in place. In online spaces as well, there are rules. So you cannot say whatever you feel like to people online. You cannot post whatever you feel like online. You have to be very, very careful as to what you're saying, what you're posting, and you need to follow these rules which have been put in place. Now, who makes these rules? Does any particular country or does any particular company own the internet? No. Since nobody owns the internet, these rules are mainly created by the most commonly used platforms themselves. So if you talk about Facebook, Facebook has its own rules, which are called community standards. Now, different platforms give them different names. Some platforms call it community standards. Some platforms call it community guidelines. So each platform has its own community standards and community guidelines. Facebook has listed out all these rules. When it comes to violence and criminal behavior, these are the laws these are the rules that you have to follow. For safety, these are the rules you have to follow. For objectionable content, what can you post, what can you not post? What material is going to be called objectionable? What material is going to be called obscene? So all these different rules and regulations that are applicable on a platform, you will find them in the form of community standards or community guidelines. All you need to do is, if you want to read what these are, just search for the name of the platform, space community standards on Google. So to find this page, what I did was I searched for Facebook, space community, space standards. And this page opened up and I can read and understand what is okay, what is not. Now, again, friends, I would like to reiterate why I told you, why I'm asking you to go through this, because we ourselves need to be very careful as to how we are behaving. We don't want to do something which is prohibited or frowned upon on the platform, because it may result in our account also getting banned. Right? That's one reason. The second is, if you ever come across things like these, you also can take action. Now, we will have a dedicated session on cybercrime and redressal in the upcoming days, but today is the beginning of that conversation. Not everything that happens online is illegal. Right? Everything unethical may not be illegal, but yes, everything illegal is definitely unethical. So something which is wrong, it's happening online and you're not really sure what you should do about it, we will help you decode that whole aspect of how to deal with inappropriate behavior as well. So just like on Facebook, Instagram also has its own community guidelines. So some tips for parents, safety tips, how do you address abuse, how do you block people? In fact, they even have dedicated sections for law enforcement. So if a police officer wishes to take action on any of these platforms, there are special sections for law enforcement as well. So these platforms, I'm not saying they are the best, but they are trying to make the platform safe for all users by making this information available. So I think that as internet users, responsible internet users, we must keep track of this information and read it so that we are aware of what is okay and what is not. Now, friends, other than going through the community standards and community guidelines, there are certain rules that I feel we also can follow at an individual level. Now, let's quickly look at what some of these rules are. The first is being respectful. Now, in the real world, we are very respectful to each other. Now, just imagine, you're walking on the road in your city, and if you see somebody walking past by, you will not go and slap them. Right? It sounds very funny, but you won't do it. Why? Because there are rules in place. You cannot randomly start hitting people. You respect them. They're walking, they're minding their own business, and you will also deal with your own things and you will move on. Similarly, friends, in online spaces also, just because you are sitting behind a screen does not mean you can do whatever you feel like. Of course, all of us do have the right to express our opinion. If you want to criticize the government, you can do that. If you want to criticize a political party, you can do that. If you want to criticize something which is happening around you, you can do that. If you want to appreciate something around you, you can do that. If you want to appreciate some scheme that is being launched by somebody, you can do that. So all of us do have the rights to express our opinion, but it should be done in a way that is not violating the rights of anybody else. Right? Now, I will give you a very simple example of how people people misuse their rights of freedom and speech and expression. Now, I'm a Christian. And if somebody online posts that, we love Christmas because it's such a happy time of the year, it's absolutely fine because they're appreciating something. And of course, they have the right to express their opinions. If somebody says, I hate Christmas cake because it's way too sweet, again, it's not disrespectful. They're just stating a fact. But if somebody says, we hate Christians, they should be thrown out of the country, then you are now targeting a particular group of people on the basis of their religion. I took this example because I belong to the community myself, which is why I think I'll be able to explain it better. So if anybody is targeting a group of people on the basis of their gender, their sexual orientation, their language, their religion, their skin color, where they were born, where they belong, if anybody is targeting a group of people on the basis of these attributes, then it is no longer freedom of speech and expression. It has now become racist speech or hate speech. So this is the fine line that exists between you exercising your right and you violating somebody else's right. So you have the rights to express your opinions, be it something positive, be it something negative. But even if you're saying something negative, make sure you are not targeting any group or sharing any kind of hateful comments. So being respectful is very important. Now, friends, this is one part of it. The second part is online. We are connected with people across India and across the globe. Now, I'm somebody who has traveled extensively before this whole pandemic situation. 15 days out of the month, I was traveling every month. So I've been to a lot of parts in India, and I've seen that every single state, every state in the different corners of India has a very different way of living. I've been to the Northeast also. It's very different from any other part of the country. I've been to South also, very different from all other parts. Same for West, East, Center. All the different states in India have their own different cultures, their own thought processes, their own way of living, different foods, different ways of dressing. So because there are different cultures that different people follow, when we are posting something online, we need to be mindful of that as well. Right? You may post something which may be offensive towards other people. So again, when you are expressing your opinions, when you're posting something online, when you're doing anything at all online, we make sure that you are being respectful towards not just people in general, but also towards people's cultures, their way of thinking, and their backgrounds, where they are from. Right? So keeping these things in mind will really help make cyberspace safe for all. A major challenge is, my dear friends, especially when I talk about younger children and women. Many times women and children are not very comfortable using the internet. Why? Because they know something bad is going to happen. And sadly, women do feel very unsafe, both offline and online. They say, if we make an account on Facebook, we will be harassed, we will be bullied, we will be abused. So this is, it primarily happens because nobody is practicing being respectful. People say whatever they feel like, not caring about how it's going to make the other person feel. So being respectful is the first step towards imbibing habits that will help us practice responsible online behavior. Other than being respectful, friends, being reasonable is very, very, very important. Being reasonable will help you keep yourself, your identities, and your data safe. Now, the first thing to keep in mind, and this is a rule that all of us live by, and I would recommend you also follow this very, very strongly in your lives, which is not to believe everything that you see online. Just because a website is saying something does not mean it is true. Just because somebody sent you a message on WhatsApp does not mean it is true. People can very easily create fake websites, fake posters, fake videos, and try to spread false information. In fact, our next session which will happen in the next few days, is going to be dedicated to misinformation. So we will discuss all these things in detail, but to give you a rough idea of how you can be reasonable, you should not believe everything that you see online, starting with websites and articles. Right? Just because your uncle sent you a message, just because your aunt or your cousin sent you something on WhatsApp, does not mean it is true. You need to think for yourself. You need to cross-check information and verify everything before you believe it and share it further with your friends and family members. Now, friends, being reasonable when it comes to believing information, I'll just take us one more step ahead. Also, when you are downloading anything, you have to be very, very reasonable. As I mentioned, criminals are now using all kinds of methods to commit crimes and to commit fraud. So people are increasingly creating fake applications as well. Simple example, a couple of days back, I was looking for WhatsApp and I found so many options. Now, it was very difficult for me to identify which is the real app. Right? Because, all have similar logos, all have similar names. So, it becomes very difficult for a person to understand which app is to be downloaded. Now, in this particular example that I'm showing you, it's pretty straightforward. I took it, I think, a week back. It's pretty straightforward here. Why? Because here, the logo is correct only for one application. The first application, only this one has the correct logo, nothing else has the correct logo. So here I can identify which is the real app and which is not. But in many cases, you may not be able to identify because all the logos look the same. In these cases, a few tips for you all to keep in mind. Always check the developer details. Who is the developer who has created the application? In this particular case, WhatsApp Messenger is the name of the app and WhatsApp Inc. is the developer. So WhatsApp Inc. has created this particular application. So look out for these details and you will be able to identify which is to be believed and which app is not. So you look at the developer details. Other than this, friends, you have to check the ratings and the reviews. What are the kind of ratings people have given the app? What are the kinds of reviews that the app has received? If you go through these also, you will get a very good idea of whether the app should be trusted or not. So look out for these things and you will be able to choose the original authentic app when you're downloading. Other than this, friends, you also have to be very careful of where you are downloading things from. When it comes to applications for all the Android users, please use Play Store only. If you download from anywhere other than Google Play Store, you might end up infecting your devices. So please use Play Store only. For Apple users, please use App Store, which is a special place only for Apple devices, just like Play Store exists. So if you download from any other source, you may end up getting malware on your devices. We'll just discuss what malware is in a minute, but let's go step by step. For downloading, you will only use trusted sources. When it comes to movies, please do not use random websites, torrents and all for downloading. It is unethical and also illegal. If you download from random sources, you are violating the rights of the creator of the movie. Okay, simple example, I write a poem. Okay, I create a poem, I post it on Facebook, and if any of you copy paste that particular poem without giving me credit, you are violating my copyright. Copyright, just like all of us have fundamental rights, because fundamental rights are the civil rights. All of us need these rights to live a decent, respectful, and dignified life in the country. So just like all of us have fundamental rights, copyrights are granted to anybody who has created a literary or an artistic work. So if I create a poem, I have created a work of literature, literary work. I have copyright over that poem. No other human can share the poem without my permission. And if anybody does, they are violating my copyright. Similarly, every creator has the same right over games, over movies, over songs, over photos. This copyright, every creator has copyrights over their works. They're the creative works. So if we try to download an application from a random website where it has not been made available by the developer itself, then it is actually a pirated version. We may be violating the copyrights of the creator. Similarly, for movies and songs, if we are downloading from random sources where the creator themselves have not made the photo, the video, the movie available, we may be violating their copyrights, which is illegal, unethical. Right? So anything you all wish to download, please use trusted sources only. For songs, you can use JioSaavn, you can use Wynk, you can use Spotify, SoundCloud, Airtel Music, YouTube Music, Amazon Music. There are lots of platforms. Please use these platforms when it comes to songs. For movies, you can use Netflix, you can use Voot, you can use Hotstar, Amazon Prime. Again, there are multiple platforms. Please use these only. Now, most of them ask you to pay a subscription fee because to make any photo, video, any movie available, a license has to be taken from the creator. Right? A license has to be taken, and of course, money has to be paid. So this subscription is used to pay for all the licenses that are taken for showing this content, right? So basically, this is why you have to take a subscription. And if you're trying to download for free, you may be violating somebody's copyright. So it's best not to run after free things. Use trusted sources only. Many times, if you do try to download randomly from Google, from random websites, you may end up infecting your devices. Now, let's talk a little bit about how can you end up getting your devices compromised. So when you are browsing online, especially when you're trying to download things online, many times such ads open. These are called pop-up ads. They open out of the blue. And many times these pop-up ads, what they'll do is your phone will start vibrating and the ad will say, oh, your phone has a virus. Your phone has a virus. And if you don't install this application immediately and remove the virus, your phone is going to explode. Or your SIM card will get corrupted. They will give you such baseless, unnecessary, nonsensical warnings. Friends, if you ever come across such a pop-up, please do not believe it. Never believe these pop-ups. These are all false and they are created only to trick you and to get access of your device and your data. So if you do come across pop-ups like these, what you should do is immediately go to the top right corner. There is a section from where you can open the tabs. I'll just quickly show you all. So I was using Google Chrome yesterday and this is how my Google Chrome looks. On the top right corner, there is a box. I click on the box, both the tabs have opened up. Once again, this is my Google Chrome. I click on the top right corner, because of the virtual screen, both my tabs have opened up and I close the tab with the pop-up. This is what you're supposed to do. Similarly, I'll show you on the screen as well. I'll quickly zoom in. This is my Google Chrome. This box that you see on the top, it shows 15 different tabs are open. Click on it. All the tabs will open. Close the tab with the pop-up. Do not touch anywhere on the screen. Because if you touch on the screen, something will start downloading, and what gets downloaded is going to be a malicious file, right? We'll just talk about malicious files also in the next slide, but never click on never touch the screen anywhere. Even if you see OK, cancel, cross, anything you see on the screen, don't touch it. Open the tabs and close the tab with the pop-up. Other than this, friends, criminals these days are also using fake cashback reward offers to scam you and to steal your money. In fact, we did receive a case a couple of weeks back where a woman, she got a notification like this that she's gotten a free cashback from PhonePe. She clicked on the link and she was asked to install an app. She installed the app, and within half an hour, all the money from her account was stolen. Right? So if you do come across pop-ups like these which say, oh, you've received a free cashback, don't believe it. Because if you actually receive a cashback, you will see the notification within the app itself. Now, I know I use Paytm a lot, and I know that Paytm does keep giving you cashbacks and all. So if ever I really was winning a cashback, I would see this within the app itself. I'll just quickly show you. This is my Paytm app. On the top, there is a message section. There's a section which shows you messages. There you go. A message section. If I click on the message section, it will tell me, oh, you have a cashback which is valid for 24 hours. You won a reward. You won this. You won that. You have a scratch card. All this information will come in the messages itself. Similarly, on PhonePe also, even if on PhonePe you have received a reward or a cashback of any kind, the notification will be shown within the app itself. Randomly, if some website is showing you have won money, Nigerian Prince wants to give you money, Coca-Cola lottery you have won, Shell is giving you $1 million, PhonePe is giving you don't believe it. Nobody is going to randomly find you out of billions of internet users and give you money. If you have won any reward of this kind, you will receive it within the official app, or you will receive it through official communication. Now, some criminals have become so smart. What they'll do is, they'll create fake email IDs using names of popular companies. I have received it myself. I received an email from Coca-Cola lottery@gmail.com, and they said, oh, Coca-Cola is giving you $1 million. No, Coca-Cola does not have so much money to give away. All these companies have been created to sell products and make money. They're not going to give you money like that. Yes, many companies do rewards, but please remember, friends, unless you have participated in a lottery, nobody is going to give you money. Okay, to win these rewards, it's important to participate. Unless you have participated, if you're getting random mails, even if you're getting it in post. There's another case happened. I also received, I received a pamphlet from Snapdeal a couple of days back. It was fake. It wasn't from actually Snapdeal. So it was a fake notice in which it was written, you have won a lottery from Snapdeal, and you won 25 lakh rupees. There was a form at the bottom. There was a stamp of the Snapdeal company, and they said enter your details and send it back to us, and you will win the money. So again, all this is nonsense. Please don't believe it. If you see all these rewards, we will share our numbers with you. Send us a message. We will confirm and tell you if it is to be believed or not. Now, friends, I did talk about malware and malicious file. I'll just quickly wrap up my presentation in the next 5 to 7 minutes, because our third speaker has joined. So I would like to give him also my maximum time to speak to all of you all. So I'll just quickly wrap up in a few more minutes. So I was talking about malware getting installed on our devices. What exactly is malware? Malware means malicious software. Okay, malware means malicious software, and most commonly malware is used to steal your data, to compromise your device, and do a lot of these illegal things. Okay, malware is an umbrella term. There are many different subcategories, and the most common ones are keyloggers, ransomware, and spyware. Let's quickly understand them one by one. Keylogger is a malware which embeds itself to your mobile's keyboard. So all of us have these keyboards in our mobiles, right? We have these keyboards and we type using these keyboards. if ever a keylogger, which is a specific kind of malware, if ever a keylogger gets installed on your device, it is going to attach itself to your mobile's keyboard. What it does is every single thing that you type, whatever you are typing with your keyboard, the keylogger starts stealing that information. It starts copying it. Right? So it's like a spy that is sitting on your keyboard and copying everything that you're typing. What is the risk? What is the problem? I mean, if somebody even installs keylogger, what is the big deal? The big deal, my dear friends, here is that your keyboards are used to type everything confidential as well. So you type your passwords, you type your OTPs, you type so many things which are confidential information. And if ever a keylogger is installed on your device, the keylogger, whoever is installing the keylogger, they will capture your passwords, your OTPs, your login details, all information about you. So a keylogger can be used to get all this information and use it against you. So keylogger is pretty dangerous. Second kind is ransomware. What a ransomware does is pretty straightforward. Once a ransomware gets installed on your device, it's going to lock your phone. It's going to lock your phone and say, okay, I have access to your device. If you want me to unlock your phone, you have 24 hours, give me 10 lakh rupees. Okay, so they start blackmailing you, they start extorting money from you. That is what a ransomware does. Ransom is demanded in exchange of your device access and your data. That is what a ransomware does. And ransomware attacks are on the rise, which is why, my dear friends, I emphasized so much on downloading carefully. Okay, because people are not going to send you a ransom and ask you to install it. When you're downloading things, if you by mistake, even if unintentionally you click on a wrong website, you might end up getting malware on your devices, right? So you have to be very, very careful, which is why I was continuously speaking about being careful when downloading. So very quickly, keylogger, we've done, ransomware, we've done. Now let's talk about spyware. Spyware, my dear friends, is the most dangerous kind of malware that exists. What a spyware does is, if ever a spyware, any kind of spyware gets installed on your device, it will take access to your mobile's front camera, back camera, microphone. Just imagine if somebody has access to your mobile's camera, they can record you anytime. They can record you anytime using your camera. If they have access to your microphone, they can record your audio. So hypothetically, if at this point of time, let's assume, for example, if my mobile has spyware of any kind, it is recording all my audio. Wherever my front camera, back camera are pointing, it is recording video as well. Very risky. What if you go to the washroom with your bathroom? Is it possible that the spyware copies, records everything that's happening? Absolutely. Can this video be used against you? Absolutely. Is it risky? Is it dangerous? Absolutely. Definitely 100%. Which is why when you're downloading, please be very, very careful. Now, how to identify if your device has spyware, any kind of malware, and how to protect yourself. Tip number 1, always download carefully. Tip number 2, please install antivirus software and anti-malware software on your devices. You may wonder, where does one get this from? There are different companies. So 𝗦𝗛𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗕𝗘, CyberSpace, Quick Heal, there are different very popular companies. They all make antivirus software, anti-malware software for computers also, and for phones and tablets also. So go to their official websites, and you can download the antivirus and the anti-malware software from there. Please remember, friends, no trusted company will give you antivirus malware for free. They might give you a free trial for 30 days, after which you will have to buy. So don't run after free antivirus, free anti-malware, because you might end up installing an actual virus on your devices. Right? So you might get a free trial for 30 days, but no good software comes for free. So make sure you are installing it only from the trusted websites and buying the pack, and not randomly downloading it from random websites. Other than this, friends, some more risks you should be aware of. OTP hacks, I'll just quickly talk about this. What happens is, many times when you install applications, they demand access to different things in your devices. So they want permissions. Some demand permission to access your location, some want permission to access your files, some want permission to access your messages. Please never give any application access to your messages. Okay, because if any application can access your messages, they can read your OTPs, and that is very dangerous. So anytime you install an application, only give permissions needed for the application to run. For example, Ola, Uber, I'm sure you're aware. What are Ola, Uber? Ola, Uber is used to book cabs. Now, how they work is, they pick up your locations. So right now, I'm sitting in Delhi. I open my Uber app. My Uber app will pick up my current location. Wherever I'm sitting, it will pick up my current location and it will give me it will book a cab for me, which is near my location, near my area, around me. That cab comes to my house, picks me up, drops me off wherever I want to go. Without location services, will this application function? No. Without location, the car will not know where I'm sitting. The car will not know where to take me. So it's very, very important to give permissions only if they are needed for the application to run and not because it's asking. So these are some of the risks that you have to keep in mind. Also, friends, you have to be very careful of fake websites which are being created. These days, a lot of criminals are creating websites using names of popular platforms. So fake websites in the name of Flipkart, fake websites in the name of popular companies, and they're dedicated to stealing your money. So you have to be very, very careful about these websites as well. Do not trust a website just because it is giving you a good offer. Just because a website is saying 90% off doesn't mean it's true. Be very, very careful, otherwise you might lose your money. I would like to quickly welcome Rakshit sir. I think he's here. Rao sir, would you like to introduce Rakshit sir, and then we can quickly continue and invite him to.
Yes, you said you will be concluding within 5 minutes, so I was waiting.
Yeah, no, but still, I think it's taking longer than I thought, so I think we should welcome sir first.
Very good morning, Rakshit sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Dear participants, we have one well-known expert all over the world, Mr. Rakshit Tandon. He is a cyber security evangelist, has experience of more than a decade in security domain, chairing and part of various important security councils and chapters. He has a lot of credits. He has trained several police departments all over India. He has covered almost 3.1 million students. Participants, he has covered 3.1 million students on issues of cyber safety across the nation, covering more than 25 states and 4 union territories. Sir has been an invited speaker all over the world, and he is also the advisor for our CyberPeace Foundation, which is conducting this particular program. And may I now, with your permission, Janice, may I request Rakshit sir to speak, and then Janice will make the conclusion.
Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Rao sir.
Yes, sir.
Respected participants, very good morning and welcome to this responsible netizen webinar. And it was wonderful listening to Janice, and I know she has covered very, very important aspects of online safety. And as introduced, I do a lot of work in this domain. So, and my major work is playing a role of advisor with this global NGO called CyberPeace Foundation, through which today we are having this project with Mizoram Police. And I have in personal capacity, I have done a lot of investigation. So dear participants, first 5 rules of responsible netizens are to be safe online are: first is responsibility. See, internet is an open space, right? We all agree to that. And you can download any application, you can click on any button. And as Janice was mentioning, that you have to be very careful of these viruses, spywares, and especially hacking your phone. So the first important aspect is responsibility. And when I say responsibility, you have to take the ownership of your behavior online. So suppose I am a 13-year-old child and I want to download an application from Play Store, and there it is written age rating 17+. Then I'm not downloading that application because I'm just 13. And this responsibility comes individually, because every time your parents are not standing around you, your guardians are not around you. So the first thing children and participants should learn about responsible netizens. Second is respecting people. You have seen a lot of cases of cyberbullying. Every minute I'm receiving complaints even at our CyberPeace, because we have addressed millions of students across the country, and we have a helpline number which we'll be sharing at the end. We receive so many complaints of cyberbullying. Sir, somebody made my fake account. Sir, somebody got into my phone and stolen my data. Sir, somebody is misusing my photographs. All these cases are being reported. So the second value we should learn is respect. Third is compassion. We should help people. If you see something wrong, report and flag it. Don't start sharing it, and don't start making that news a celebrity. And then fourth, very important value is resilience. So today I started my channel, and on my channel, I was getting a lot of thumbs up and very good comments. It was making me feel very happy. But suddenly somebody commented, "You are a very bad person. I don't like you. You are so fat. You are so ugly." So these comments should not break my enthusiasm. I have to learn cyber resilience. Every time internet will not treat you nicely. It might treat you a little hard. So you should learn how to be resilient, and you should respect the opinion, and you should know how to fight back. So if you learn how to fight back and you know how to handle the situation, a lot of cyberbullying problems can be handled. Today, all the frameworks, participants like Facebook, WhatsApp, Play Store, Instagram, they give you a reporting button. Please use that reporting button. Second, very important in today's era is to understand how to protect your digital identity. And I will straight come on to that point. Why? Because see, first is whatever you do online, your digital footprints are recorded. So don't try to cheat internet. You cheat internet, I will make a fake account by the name Angel, and I will send a very wrong message to Janice. And now Janice is troubled. Children and participants, remember, I have worked with the investigating agencies for 2 decades now, and I have seen all kind of cases in cyber field and in crime field. Your digital footprints are always there. Whether you become Rocket Rambo or you become Angel on Facebook and you start abusing somebody, whatever you do online, your ISP, who is the ISP? Internet Service Provider. The server, right now I'm connected to Zoom. So now Zoom knows that Rakshit Tandon has logged in from the CyberPeace Foundation meeting. He is logged in with his video camera. He is using which model of laptop, where is he sitting, what is his location. So I have seen a lot of complaints that when online classes are going on, students try to do pranks and naughty things. And your naughty things are not naughty. They are breaking the law, because the cyber law says you cannot make a fake ID. The cyber law says that you cannot use bad words. The cyber law says you cannot use bad pictures. We have seen so many complaints where FIRs have been filed. So children and participants, always remember, don't try to prank with internet, because once whatever you do is recorded some or the other where on the cloud, and if the investigating agencies follow the protocol, they can track you down. So we have to be very disciplined when we become a responsible netizen. Why am I saying to protect your digital identity? Let me explain. I want to use an Android phone. The first thing my Android phone is going to ask me is my email ID. I want to use an Apple phone. The first thing it will ask me is an Apple ID. I want to go to Facebook. The first thing it will ask me my email ID. I want to register on CyberPeace Foundation program. The first thing it will ask me my email ID. I want to go to a bank, email ID, Twitter, email ID. So what is my digital identity? Email ID. Now, if somebody hacks my email ID, he knows the password of my email ID. But as Janice must have told you about fake links and these fake pop-ups, and you enter your right password, it goes to the hacker. And now if hacker knows your password, he can get into your phone. And now the phones today are run by cloud. What is cloud? So whatever I'm storing here in my phone, it is a copy is going to the Google Cloud. And how can I open that locker? I just need an email ID and a password. So the hacker might get into my cloud. So how do I protect this email ID even if the password is hacked? And the answer is very simple, participants. We call it two-step verification. You have to activate two-step verification on your devices. How can I do that? I can just show it to you on a mobile screen. So let's see my mobile. You can see my phone right now, all of you. So I open my Android phone. I go to my settings. In settings, I will search for an option called Google. Here it is Google. In Google, I can see my Play Store ID. It is Cyber Expert Rakshit Tandon. I go to manage your account. In manage, I will shift my screen to second option, third option, fourth. Here it is security. I will go to security, and there you see on security what is written? Two-step verification. I have turned it on. What does this mean? Now my ID cannot open only with a password. If the hacker knows my password, he cannot get into my ID. To get into my ID, he has to verify himself 2 times. How many times? 2 times. So I think my screen is not there. Let me again share it. So how do I do that? I go to new share. Yeah, here you see. So now I think you can see the screen. Let me go back. How do I start? I open my Android phone. Participants, I go to the button settings. In settings, I go to Google. In Google, I go to manage your Google. And in manage, I will scroll the screen to the word security. And in security, I will go and I will turn on two-step verification. Now, my ID cannot be opened with a password. He has to verify himself 2 times. And one more thing we should learn to protect our identity. We should put a good recovery number and an email address. And the third thing, devices. Always keep an eye on your devices. Rakshit Tandon is using 3 devices, 1 MacBook, 1 iPhone, and 1 OnePlus. Suppose today I have sold my OnePlus. So I have to go to OnePlus, and there I will say, remove this device. I can press the button and I will say, sign out. I don't want this device because I have sold this device to someone else. So students, very important to understand here is 2-factor authentication and 2-step verification. Whether you use an Apple phone or you use an Android phone, first protect your identity. And listen, the same thing we have to do on all our social media handles. What are our social media handles? We are using Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter. Today morning, I got a case from a lady. Her Facebook is hacked and people are receiving messages that pay me some money. I am in trouble. I am in hospital, blah, 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 blah. So why is this happening? Because her account got hacked. So if you open your Facebook, and there also you will find 2-factor authentication. Please turn it on. Same you do it on Instagram, 2-factor authentication. You have to provide a mobile number. That mobile number should be a permanent number, like your parents' number, so that nobody can compromise your Facebook, Instagram, and even WhatsApp. On WhatsApp also, you should use this. And the last thing I want to cover here is because we are seeing a lot of crimes happening, and in these crimes, children are getting perpetrators at times, young kids, young teenagers. Why? Because I get angry. My friend was bullying me, so I made a fake account. I hacked his ID. I stole her pictures and data, or I captured, published, or transmit a private part picture. So I want to just give you a briefing that there is a cyber law in our country, and this cyber law controls all the criminal activities which are happening on internet. The section which is very clear, which says that whoever, when I say whoever, means whoever is doing data theft or a device theft, he can be jailed for 3 years. Whoever is hacking a password or cheating by hacking a password, he can be jailed for 3 years. Whoever is making a fake account, suppose I am angry with Janice, I go to Facebook, I take a picture of Janice, I make an account by the name Janice, and I start writing wrong things. Now Janice can go to the cyber police and file a complaint, and I will be punished under the section 66D, D for Delhi, because I am cheating by personating. And this is 3 years of jail with 1 lakh rupee fine. And the last, which is very, very serious, that you cannot capture, publish, or transmit a picture of a private part of a human body without consent. And if you do that, 3 years of jail and 2 lakh rupees. I'm sorry to tell you, participants, but we are receiving so many complaints like this, that I had a boyfriend, I have sent my private picture, and then we had a bad fight, and this boyfriend, he started sharing that picture without consent. You are creating an offense. So we have to abide by the law. So the first rule of becoming a responsible netizen is you are abiding the laws, and you are a good digital citizen. Like, I am a good citizen. I am not a thief. I don't abuse anybody. I don't fight with anybody. I know what are the crimes, and I don't do any crime. Similarly, when I go online, I follow the rules of becoming a responsible netizen. I'm not publishing obscene materials. So it's a very thin line. You have a freedom of speech, you have freedom of expression, but you don't have freedom of abuse. So whether you are getting angry or emotional, you don't start writing bad words. You can be in trouble. Then you must have heard in Delhi the very unfortunate case of a case called Boys Locker Room. 20 students were apprehended and arrested because they were using very bad language and they were sharing sexually explicit content. 5 years of jail and 10 lakh rupees fine. So, dear participants, we have to abide by the cyber laws. Protect your digital identities. Learn the word privacy. Before I leave, let me show you very simply on my phone, how do I protect my privacy? So I go to my Android settings. You will find a word written there, apps permission. There is a word written permissions. I will go to permissions. Like Janice was very rightly mentioning, don't give SMS permissions. Let me tell you, on today's smartphone, camera, microphone, location, and SMS are very, very crucial permissions. So when you are downloading an app, just go and check. So suppose I go and check my camera. Let me check who all are accessing my camera. Authenticator, camera, face unlocking, okay. iMobile, Instagram, okay, okay. And denied, I have denied it to Amazon, card package, Facebook, Google. I have denied. You can see I have said denied. So it is in our hands, not in the app hands.
Rakshit sir, if you're
I'm not
sharing your mobile screen, we are unable to see it. If you can just maybe quickly share your screen one more time.
Yeah. Back. Sorry.
Perfect.
So let's come back. So we go to participants. Let's go to the settings. In settings, we go to permissions. Now in permissions, you can see app permissions. In app permissions, it is asking me contact, microphone. Let me see SMS. Amazon allowed. I will say no, don't allow. Deny. I go back. Now it is denied. Google, let it be. iMobile, because it's a banking application, I have to give. Geo will not work otherwise if I don't give SMS. Rest I have denied. You can see Amazon, Messenger, they cannot read my SMS. So be a very smart user. Two things to maintain. Privacy, very important. Whether you operate Facebook, whether you operate WhatsApp. So let's see WhatsApp. I will go to my WhatsApp, and in WhatsApp, I will open a WhatsApp is a lock. I have a finger lock. I go to my settings. In settings, you will see something called account privacy. In privacy, who can see my photo? Only my contacts, not everyone. I will not allow everyone to see my photo. And I will put my contacts in group. Nobody except my phone numbers can add me in a group. And then you have block option, you have a profile option. So please check your privacy. And the last, very important, two-step verification. You can see there is a green tick because my two-step is enabled. Even if somebody hacks my OTP, he cannot misuse my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is doubly protected. So with this, I'll just rest my presentation and come back to Janice. So participants, three important takeaways. One, be a law-abiding netizen. Don't break the laws. Learn the 5 core values: responsibility, respect, compassion, resilience, and integrity. No cut, copy, paste. Be original and give credit. So suppose you have taken a screenshot of Janice's presentation, give a credit. I have taken it from CyberPeace Foundation, Janice. So we should always learn this. We should not cheat. My teacher has given me a project, and what am I doing? I am just going cut, copy, paste. So this is also wrong. And last, what I have learned today, that I will protect my digital identities with multi-factor authentication. Passwords are not enough. And third, I have learned about privacy. I will not allow every app to read my camera and my microphone and listen to me. That day, my wife was scolding me for something, and I was having a tough fight with my wife. Immediately, I got an email, do you need a counselor? So I was shocked. How does they came to know that my wife is scolding me? So that was just a joke, but the message here is very clear that we should be very smart on our smartphone. So thank you all participants for attending our webinar of CyberPeace Foundation and Mizoram Police. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Over to Janice and Rao sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the wonderful insights, and you have shown practically. Our participants are so excited. They have learned practically what needs to be done. We have with us Mr. James, sir, who is the Director of the Education from the Government of Mizoram, sir. Sir would be just speaking and explaining in Mizo, just the gist of what Rakesh sir has said, Rakshit Tandon has said. Over to you, Mr. James, and then we'll go to Janice. With your permission, Janice, is it okay? Yeah. Unmute, sir. James, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Pural. I feel so much privileged to be listening to these two great lectures. And I have taken a good note of whatever we have learned today. So let me switch in Mizo slightly as requested for the benefit of all. When hian kan zirlai poi mo tak tak kha han soi no chungai lo mai the ma se an du luk sia soi le tai la kha ngai thak zo che kha e Mr. Rakshit Tandon kha lar du mai ne speaker lar takania tunan ron soi ho kha mari mobile phone ate kan app sang sang ate e setting sang sang kan him na tura anti akha two-step verification ang tapay ka so apoy mo tak positin ka ria e tuna hianin kay mani ton lecture pa ka po Mizoram hianin cybercrime hi anna sa MMT country sang sani chu wang de Mizoram Police po ina hetiam man lang san hi CyberPeace Foundation ne na kan malak na an kanan telvete lo mom ko tia tin vena participants hianin education department lo mi po an tam le karinga e kan vaita na poimo katia rules a oma online offline rules te kha kan za turania tin responsibility kan neya online kan omin kan action kan thilti a mo kan purani ti kha shaturin min doa e email id chungchang te tin e midang te za taka midang te za tak chunga e activity kha online activity kan nei shrim shrim a hianin midang te za thiam taka kan omangaya e kan sa kona religion te emo social practice kan nei te culture kan nei te kan in za saktur ani ti kha ania e kan thiam tho in ka shia han soi thui po ka tum lawa chulam ai ma chuan veina kan speakers te hi e Janice te mo Rakshit te mithiam ania expert ania e an thu hi kan van nei ka ti ang kanan ngai tha thei van nei tha ka tia e lo not ve ula in not that tho po ringa ma kan son thei ka ring tin midang te ne na veina kan thil zir hi e pe chong ang let us share it with others what we have learned from the eminent speakers. We are so lucky to be exposed to such brilliant lectures. So, Pural, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. James, for doing the translation. Wonderful, because most of the people are from the Mizoram, so we took your help. Over to Janice. Thank you, Rakshit sir. Over to Janice.
Thank you. I think Rakshit sir has very beautifully covered whatever I wanted to, and he's also added a lot of more, lot more information to it. Friends, just to reiterate what both are, both of us were talking about, our safety is in our own hands. So our aim is not to scare you or, make you not use the internet. Please use the internet. I love the internet. I love using social media. I think it really gives me the courage to wake up every single morning, put on makeup and continue my day. So it's really good to use social media. It can give you so many opportunities. You can run your business online. You can work using these platforms. You can do a lot of things. But again, because there are so many risks and because criminals are misusing these platforms, somewhere we need to be very, very careful. So friends, my presentation was pretty much over anyway. I would just like to quickly share our helpline details in the chat box. For those who are sitting, who have joined us through YouTube, I'll quickly share my screen as well so that you can note down the details. The CyberPeace Foundation is a non-profit civil society organization, and we are not law enforcement. So if you call us up, we are not going to investigate, but we will be able to give you the correct advice because we are a team of lawyers and technical people. We have people like Rakshit Rao sir. I myself am a lawyer, so we'll try our level best to help you out. if you do find yourself in any kind of any problem. So please do feel free to please do feel comfortable in reaching out to us. You can just drop us a message on WhatsApp. The number is right there on the screen. You have any bigger problem to discuss, you can even schedule a call with us. Also friends, you can tweet to Rakshit sir, you can tweet to CyberPeace Foundation, you can tweet to Mizoram Police. Any problem you have, the key here is not to stay in fear. The biggest reason why criminals continue troubling people online is because many times victims feel shy, they feel scared, and they don't file a complaint. Especially younger users, when I was back in school, I would feel scared of talking to my parents about problems I'm facing, because I would think if I tell my mother, she would hit me with chappals and she would take my phone away. So because of this fear, many times we don't file a complaint, we don't talk about our problems. So friends, where on one end we are supposed to practice responsible behavior, we also have to make sure nobody's misusing the technology against us or harassing us online. So with that, I would like to end the session from my end as well. Thank you very much to our wonderful speakers and all our wonderful participants. Please do share this information with as many people as you can. And if you have any problems at all, our team is always happy to help you. Do not feel shy, do not feel scared. Just drop us one WhatsApp message and we may really be able to help you. So that's all from my end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rakshit sir, for your wonderful insights. I think you have shown them practically and they are so excited. Thank you, James sir, for participating and translating that in Mizo. Very thankful to all the participants who have joined us for this particular session. We also have a lot of sessions in place and that will be communicated through WhatsApp groups and all. Thank you very much. And we have already shared the survey. I would request each and every one of you to participate in that particular survey. It will be a wonderful, enriching entertainment also for you. You will be able to understand many things, right? So thank you, James sir, Rakshit sir, and Janice for the wonderful insights.
Thank you.